said.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, everybody, please be very, very active. I would be in fact asking few questions. I would need those answers to understand how to drive the presentation. So I hope I can present now.
Yes, yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So the title goes B3. So that's a secret we will get to know later. What is B3 all about? So this is my success mantra. This is my motivation mantra, which I have been following pretty early, probably 14 years back from now. And if I go to the questions which came to me before the session, the problem with motivation or motivational speakers or the kind of material, the videos that we have about motivation, most tell us, yes, you can. Mostly those tell us, if somebody did it, you can also do it. Mostly they tell us, don't give up. But the problem is, how to not give up. So we will try and focus on the how part rather than the what part. I hope everybody is able to follow the speech and the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, okay, great. This is what something was already told, but I love to see this. So yeah, able to do with the God's grace, with all the efforts, with friends. I have one simple question. Does this look like a success story?
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat, yes.
Somewhat,
Now the
yes,
thing,
and there are, many difficult choices and tough situations, and you have sailed through all of those situations.
yeah. Now let's understand. While it looks like, I hope the presentation is intact and you are able to view it properly. Okay. It sounds like a success story, but let me tell you one thing. The success story, whether mine or anybody, starting from anywhere. I mean, I take a huge success story starting from Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Tulsi Dasi. We talk about Dr. Abdul Kalam a lot. We talk about Swami Vivekananda a lot. We talk about so many people. We admire Shahid Bhagat Singh a lot. There are so many stories. We have Rani Lakshmi Bai, we have Kalpana Chawla, we have Lata Mangeshkar, who not? But all these success stories can do two things to us. One is amaze us. We just get wowed, right? And the second thing is we get inspiration. We get the point of inspiration. Oh, somebody did it. But that is not motivation. That is not motivation. My success story will not motivate you. That is the precise point I would like to drive throughout the meeting and try to understand then what is motivation and where from it comes. Moving on. So before we talk really about what motivation is and where it comes from, tell me one thing. I would like to see the answers in chat box. What's the difference between inspiration and motivation? If anybody has any idea, I already talked about it. If you could catch what is the difference between inspiration and motivation. Okay, inspiration is self-motivation. Okay. Motivation leads you to perform things. I agree more to this. Inspiration comes from others, motivation comes from within. Bang on. Should I stop the presentation? This is this is almost the conclusion. Inspiration comes from others, motivation comes from within. Perfect. Next question. Who was the source of motivation of your idol, not yours? We all idolize somebody. We all think that somebody is a great success, whether it is Mark Zuckerberg, whether it is Bill Gates, whether it is Narendra Modi for that matter. Who is the source of motivation for that person? Do you know? Any example? The source of motivation of your idol, not your own. We mostly don't know. Unless and until we read their story and they have mentioned it somewhere, we actually do not know. Okay, Lord Krishna, we hardly know the source of motivation of our idol. Somebody we see as an ideal person, a very successful person, we don't know whom they draw their motivation from. We will come to that. How do motivational speakers help you? Can anybody share any experience? If you have heard a motivational speaker over YouTube or personally or in a seminar somewhere, if you have heard a motivational speaker, how do they help you? How? And I really want a real experience. I want you to share that, okay, somebody told me this particular thing and I was able to do something great. So it is like the moment where you find your guru. Okay, yes, now I got the guru mantra, now I can do what I want. Have you been able to find a motivational speaker do that thing to you?
Yes.
Okay. I have a slight issue here. Most of the motivational speakers kind of generalize a lot of things. It may or may not be true, may be true partly or not. Most of the motivational speakers generalize a lot of things for everybody, whoever they are talking to. And it actually, when you are talking to masses, it almost becomes normal that you have to tell them very, very generalized things. So we will talk about that. Why I'll be talking a lot about my personal experiences so that we can connect better, so that I can tell you the exact issues that I struggle with and you can relate to it. So it becomes me and you rather than somebody and somebody. Okay. By sharing their struggles and then overcoming their struggles by grit and motivation. Yes. So that is where I was coming to. Very correctly said. Motivations cannot be drawn from success. Motivations have to be drawn from failures, from obstacles. You talk about Mary Kom. You talk about Milkha Singh. Their point of motivation, their greatest point of motivation was the greatest obstacle in their life. They were touched so much that with this obstacle, I am not able to achieve my objective. So there is an objective, there is an obstacle. And the obstacle is really, really tough, really, really hard to crack. And that is where the motivation comes. As rightly said, the grit. So when you do not give up, while everybody will tell you that do not give up. How? When you are lost, when you have failed, when you are in frustration, when you are depressed, how to not give up? We will talk about that. I have few very, very awkward examples which probably you have never heard in terms of motivation. And mind you, this is not political, this is not religious. I'm just trying to make a point of failure to motivation. And it is, as I'm telling you, it is the most awkward and odd example that probably you are hearing. Am I audible? Harshal says the voice is breaking.
Audible, properly audible to me, sir.
Okay, let's continue. Probably everybody, I mean, since we are living in the environment where only technology is helping us. Okay, Lakshman also says it is not audible.
अरे ते ऍडमिट करतात नको.
Komal says not audible. How do we address this? Okay, Kajal confirms she is able to hear me.
Maybe a network issue, sir.
Okay, probably okay. Let's continue in the interest of time. Probably I can. I hope this is being recorded and we can probably share it later.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. That's very helpful. Great. Now I was talking about the most awkward and odd examples. Has anybody heard about Jarasandh? Anyone?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Good. Has anybody heard? Everybody must have heard about Muhammad Ghori. Right. What is common between Jarasandh and Muhammad Ghori?
They both were powerful and wanted to conquer the world.
Okay, I'll tell you what exactly I'm trying to relate to. Jarasandh was the biggest rival of Sri Krishna after Kans. And Jarasandh repeatedly, again and again, kept on losing the war when he was trying to invade Mathura, but he did not give up. Now you understand what I'm saying. Jarasandh is actually ultimately a villain and a loser. Muhammad Ghori is ultimately a villain and a loser. Muhammad Ghori did the exact same thing with Prithviraj Chauhan. Even after losing constantly, even after losing 17 battles, and you can imagine one battle, second battle, third battle, fourth battle, while we talk about Prithviraj Chauhan forgiving him and similarly Shri Krishna forgiving Jarasandh, we do not realize that the villain has so much of grit and so much of motivation to win and so much of will to win that keeps on coming again and again. I'm not saying draw your inspiration from negative characters. I am just trying to point out that motivation is something that comes from your objective versus obstacles, your failures, and only when you have absolute focus on your objective. I have to reach it. Whatever obstacle comes and how many time it comes, I have to win it. While we will come how, but that is the grit which is required. So just to tell you, it was mentioned, now coming back to myself, it was mentioned that I have written 6 books. What happened to those 6 books? Not even 100 copies have sold so far. Doesn't sound like a success, right? Even when I have bagged the India Book of Record 2019 for multifaceted author, which is a particular category. But when it comes to sell, when it comes to revenue, nowhere. It is not success. It is the gap. So I have an objective to become a best-selling author, and this is where I am. And I have to constantly recall the objective and tell myself, can't give up. You have to reach there. Now find out how. I have to learn how somebody did it. I have to learn how I have to attract the readers. So from there, we will draw our inspiration. Are you able to follow me so far? Everyone with me?
Yes.
Thank you. So now, like every slide, every presentation has a course. I have a course correction. So I learn the concept of unlearn, learn, and commence. So we have to unlearn few things and then learn. So there is a lot of misconception about motivation. We have probably talked already about what are the misconceived or perceived things about motivation. We will unlearn those step by step, and then we will learn not just what is motivation, but how to get the motivation. And to keep you motivated every day, it may not be the objective obstacle formula alone. It cannot be that equation alone. There are a few things There are few people who will be your source of power every day, who will help you stay on that track, on that path. Make sense? Okay, let's keep going. Misconception about motivation. Can you understand what this image is all about? Any idea what this image is? Doesn't look very difficult.
दाना डाल रहे हैं कोई तो मुंह बाहर है फिशेस का.
Yes. So what I mean to say is, don't behave like a mass of fish just grabbing the balls to feed, just grabbing some grain to feed, right? Don't behave like that. Be out of generalization. And by the way, all the pics that I am sharing here are clicked by myself, so there is no copyright issue here. The misconception is that you can only understand from where to draw motivation, and you can only pick up your own ideas that there are these particular things, these particular people who will keep you motivated every day. Nobody can give you a formula to motivation. And that is why such large amount of videos are created, books are published about motivation. Because every time somebody comes across a new kind of obstacle, a new kind of problem, a new kind of depression. If motivation was so easy, how come so many people around the world are feeling frustrated and depressed? And they are not unique, I tell you. They are not unique. All of us have huge amount of issues. In fact, there are people in this forum whom I know personally who have been through the most difficult situations in life. By the way, let me tell you, with my academic career which was shown, I have been a first attempt chartered accountant, first attempt company secretary, gold medalist, rank holder, all known to you. Obviously, because that's the success story. But nobody knows that I failed in class 9. Nobody knows. How will anybody know? Because I will not tell you. Because that's a failure story. But the failure story is what is the point of spark. That was the spark. And then what happened? What motivated me to become a chartered accountant? Two things. Let's understand the difference between pressure and motivation. My father wanted me to become a chartered accountant. Very common to a lot of us, right? My father, my grandfather, my mother, right? They want us to become something that they aspired personally, or probably they want for us. My father wanted me to become a chartered accountant. But what motivated me to become a chartered accountant was somebody coming and telling in our school that chartered accountants are paid well. I had my motivation very clear. Boss, paisa chahiye. I come from a pretty, I would say, second or third level of middle class family, and I wanted to be a well-off person who can spend. That is the motivation. So when my father told me you have to become a chartered accountant, it was a demand. But when somebody tells me chartered accountants are paid well, I can connect to it. That becomes my objective and my point of motivation. When my mother says that you have to get a rank, while I was academically good always, but my mother told me you have to get me a rank, I was not so motivated about it. But the moment I get to know that rank holders get preference in jobs, they are kind of picked up earlier. I'm not trying to demotivate anyone. I'm not trying to tell that if you are not a rank holder, you cannot achieve it. There are so many people who are not rank holders, but they are sitting far ahead of me in the same organization which I am working in. And earlier also I have had the same experience. So it is not a matter of like if you are qualified, you will achieve. I mean, talk about Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg again. They are probably not the qualified people, but they are multi-billionaires, right? So it is not that. I am just trying to tell you that there is something called demand and there is something called motivation. Demand may create pressure to you, but when you are motivated, when you want to do it, that want will make you do it. So there is no formula. You have to identify, you have to search for your motivation, where you want to land in life. At times, our motivations get shadowed by our daily routines. Right? A lot of people ask me, Pratik, how do you find time to create those videos and those fun things and all that poetry? Motivation. Because I have designed my day in such a way that I am able to do those. I will myself enable what I want to do. So that want has to be there. Somebody told me very interesting thing in my friends group when we were discussing that how Pratik is able to do it. So somebody said Pratik is living his weekend the same way he lives the week. I wake up at the same time and I have my entire day scheduled. I have to do this and this and this and this and this. Right after this meeting with you, I have 2 videos to create. So that is what keeps you motivating, because you precisely know what you want to do, where you want to reach. Idols are invincible is another misconception. Probably we already know the way we discussed, but idols are not invincible. If I again go back to the story of Sri Ram, if we go to the Ram Ravan Yuddha, there were 2 occasions in the Ram Ravan Yuddha where Sri Ram and Lakshman were almost defeated. They are not invincible. The only thing is they fought back. There was some support, and obviously we will talk about the support also. You will always need a support, but there has to be a fighting spirit. There has to be that, I should say, जिद होनी चाहिए. जब तक जिद नहीं होगी ना, काम नहीं होगा. Unless and until you have that stubbornness, नहीं मेरे को तो ये करना ही है, come what may. In fact, you will see that the people who have been most successful were probably the people who were challenged the most by the world. Agree? They were challenged. They were told you can't do it, and they did it. So that is the spark, and that spark is something you have to preserve. The spark of failure, the spark of criticism, the spark of not being able to do it is what you have to preserve. Spark to fire to success. That fire, if you preserve, so fire is something very interesting. Fire, if you are able to use, you can do so many things with it. Mankind is able to use fire in the form of electricity. But fire, when uncontrolled, burns everything that comes in its periphery. So this criticism is a spark. This failure is a spark. It is a fire that you have to preserve and utilize for yourself. Somebody, in fact, told me when I was doing my CA, somebody told me on a particular very silly incident that I did a stupid thing. One of my seniors told me that this guy cannot become a chartered accountant. And I can tell you, I probably was taking chartered accountancy as a degree very casually before that moment. That was the moment somebody told me that the X person has told that you can't become a chartered accountant. I did my CA with all the force only to prove that person wrong. Despite having my father's demand, despite having my own motivation to earn well, but that was the spark which made me do this. Preserve that spark. And motivational speakers we already talked about. You can pick your tips, whichever actually you are able to relate to, whichever you are able to connect to, but there is no formula and there is no generalization, so don't fall for it. Motivation may or may not be material. let's understand this very clearly. As I said, my motivation to become a chartered accountant was material, money. But the spark came from criticism. If somebody has motivation to achieve salvation, किसी को मोक्ष चाहिए, भगवान चाहिए. The plain simple motivation for Narsi Bhagat was to meet the Lord. For Bhakt Prahlad, for Dhruv, just to meet the Lord. और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. They left everything behind. So it may or may not be material. Not necessary that only material things, only a good spouse, only money, only a good house or name, fame will motivate you. Something, so it is very personal. It is absolutely personal. You can have your own objective, which may or may not be material, and that is what will drive your motivation. Positivity is not equal to motivation. Positivity at times means accepting the way things are. But motivation is challenging the way things are to make them become what you want. So there is a slight difference between positivity and motivation. Positivity at times can be very satisfactory, but if you stop, accept, and stay positive with every obstacle, while you have to stay positive to continue your efforts, but positivity in terms of accepting everything may not be motivating. So you have to maintain that zid, that you do not accept the status quo and you want to make things change for what you want, right? And I'm talking about absolutely positive things, no negative things. I'm not talking about Jarasan's objective. I'm not talking about Gauri's objective. I'm not talking about anything negative here. Unless and until your objective is positive, whether you achieve it or not, it will not give you the bliss. So at the end of every success story, the bliss, the satisfaction has to come. Unless and until there is satisfaction, it's not a success story, at least in my perception. Praise. So many people can praise you for what you have done so far and what you are probably trying to do, what you are probably able to do, but that may not be motivation. So praise, some people can do it genuinely. Some people can do it just to keep you happy. Some people can do it absolutely formally. Praise may not be motivation. You have to draw your motivation from your objective every time, every day. Obstacles are not misfortune. We have been talking about obstacles all this while. Obstacles are not misfortune, while we often think that obstacles are misfortune. So let me try and talk a little more about this here. Obstacles, we have to understand. So from where the dissatisfaction comes. I am dissatisfied that I could not achieve this, or probably I am cursing the stars that I could not crack a particular exam. But what was your expectation from your own performance? We have to always go back and judge this. If you lived to the expectation, and you have to also compare with somebody who was able to crack it. Your own expectations versus somebody who could crack it versus your actual result. So do not bring fortunes or luck or fate into it. Always be very objective in analyzing your obstacles and analyzing your shortcomings. Be very objective. Only the spark, only the motivation, only the objective will not help you. Every time you fail, please take the responsibility to analyze what went wrong. And you have to structurally attempt to correct it. Otherwise, listen to any number of Pratik Palods, things will not change. Things will not change. Every time you fail, every day in office you fail, I fail. It's not that, I said idols are not invincible, not even Sri Ram. So we are in no count. Every day we fail in something or the else. In starting our workout routine, we fail. In continuing our workout routine, we fail. Every time we fail, we have to identify the exact reason let us not blame it on anyone. Let us not blame it on fate at least. Things are actually in our control. If you go back to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, I don't remember the slok particularly, but Shri Krishna says, you are free to conduct the way you want. You are free to decide the way you want to act, and the results will come accordingly. I am nobody to interfere. Unless and until you surrender everything to me, I will not interfere. Here we are talking about taking everything in control and doing it. So don't push anything to misfortune. Don't push anything to fate. Are you able to follow me so far? If I can get some comments in the chat box, I would understand, I would know. Or maybe, oh, great. Thank you, Komal. Thank you, Komal, for being with me. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Very nice, very nice. And we will have a Q&A session also. So not that I'll just blabber and disappear. We will be talking one-to-one also, as much as the time allows. Okay. Not just what, but how. The next thing is not just what, but how. You can see a picture on the screen. The picture is, it is actually a wall, and there are small saplings on the wall, right? So I'm trying to tell you that nature and life are very powerful. They can make things happen in the most unimaginable ways, right? So now let's understand not just what. We talked about what, let's understand how also. Manage your time. Manage your time very well. As I talked about how I manage time, in fact, I wrote a small blog on LinkedIn also, how I manage time. Identify each and everything which is a waste of time. I can tell you that it's not that I don't watch Facebook videos, I don't watch LinkedIn videos or posts or YouTube or movies. I do that. But every time I'm doing that, while I have a limited, allotted, specified, defined time to do that, I do not challenge and change my routine, my own targets, my own daily schedules in order to watch those. I always watch those to identify how it can help me in my objective. You getting me? So every time you are watching something, I'm saying in the perspective of managing time. So while I'm saying cut down on everything that actually wastes your time, but every time you do something for entertainment also, try to draw tips from there. For example, when I watch a particular movie, say I watch Jungle Book with my kids, there is a character called Pumbaa. Pumbaa says Hakuna Matata. Don't worry, things happen. Just chill. That just chill does not work unless and until you actually want to do something in life. When you want to do something in life, just chill doesn't work. When you are as it is happy, just chill is okay. So every time I do things, I want to draw some tips from there. You're getting me? So that is how you have to manage your time and utilize your time even when you are into entertainment. Identify, break down your 24 hours. These many minutes I do this is useless, this is useful. Make your own table. As I said, there is no formula. Make your own table. This is useful, this is useless, this is neutral. I have to do it. Food, I have to do it. Watching movie, may be useful, may be useless. You have to put your own remarks. Useful, I work for earning money. That is useful. You have to do it. So draw where you are losing time, where you are not losing time, and how you can utilize that time better, or probably avoid one thing to enable the other thing, right? Probably stop watching movies to read books. If you have the urge to read books, but arey yaar, time nahi milta, so you have to find time. You have to stop something to do something. Correct? Don't stop exercising. Don't stop food. So that is why I said something is must do, something is good to do, something is useless. So only useless things you have to mark and pull out. Correct? Retain your energy every time. So I cannot be absolutely tired, sleeping somewhere 2-3 a.m. in the night, and then wake up and deliver a speech which is well presented, which is full of energy, with all these guys expecting a lot from me. No, I have to retain my energy. I have to manage my energy. So in order to deliver a good speech, I have to draw my motivation that somebody should ultimately feel good about what I told. That is my objective. That is my motivation. And for that motivation, I have to manage my time. I have to retain my energy. Retain your energy. Don't waste your energy. And as I said again, you will have to mark your points of waste of energy. Preserve memory. Memory helps you a lot. The way I'm speaking, as I was able to tell you that those few examples, I told you about Pumbaa. Yeah, these are memories. So memories can enable you in a lot of things. So it is not just about presentation. It is about anything. You talk about your work life, you talk about your personal passions. You have to memorize what your failures, obstacles, the way somebody did it better, the way you want to do it better, the tips that you drawn. Memorize those things. So every time those things have to be knocking your brain. Probably you can note down it somewhere in some notes, look at it every day, and after a week or something, as if anybody has watched the Kota Factory, there is a somebody says that the teacher says that into it you can't even reverse that. For 21 days, try to memorize your success, your faith. Always memorize your success. Success will give you your own tips. What I did right that time. What was the correct thing that I did. Right? So remember your success, remember your failure. In your success also you will find something, अरे यार ये करता ना और अच्छा होता. And remember your failure. Oh, this was the problem. You have to remember both things. And every day, continuously, so that every time you repeat your effort, you are a better version of yourself. Maintain relations. Networking is a great power, and I can tell you the way we are talking today is a live and a brilliant example of how Anup Jagetia and the Pro Connect team, everybody, I mean, I'm just able to recall one name, but everybody who is there into this, they are able to maintain, build relations and networks. These relations, these networks can help you in two things. One, maintain your self-esteem. Two, learn new things. You can always go back to somebody in a difficult time. Yaar, ye ho nahi raha hai, can you please help me with this? Right? Maintain relations. Relations are very powerful. Relations actually give you some, it is, depression comes to whom? Depression, frustration comes to the people who are isolated. The people who are introvert, who don't want to share their life, their feelings with anybody. Have relations, maintain relations. Relations are very powerful, and it is not, I'm saying not just friends. We are almost strangers, but have relations. Keep on building relations, whether through social media, through personal connections, through family, through your business partnering, but maintain relations. Relations are very, very important and very useful. Network very well. Probably these 2 points are coinciding. Work consistently. As I said, every day, make it a habit. 21 days routine and you are done. Correct? Record and analyze, which I already probably mentioned. Record and analyze both your success and your failures. If you keep on remembering your success alone, you will become lazy. I have been successful. I'll do whatever and it will succeed. It doesn't happen. The world is changing very fast. You have to remember your success, you have to remember your failure, and you have to remember the reasons behind those, and you have to also learn from others. Consistently. Record and analyze consistently. And when I say record, don't just depend on your memory. Write it somewhere so that you can go back. Thank you, Nanjanda. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Bye.
So yeah, so far I think I'm able to tell you few things on not just what but how. Can anyone notice this red dot after record and analyze? I'm just taking a quick, okay. Can anybody tell me what this red dot mean? Why do I have it here? Okay, rather than keep you guessing and probably, so basically this is a small presentation tip. So every time I see this red dot, I know that this is the end of the slide and I do not have to press a button to the next slide unless and until I am over with, I am done with this, right? So these small tips, when I was saying, somebody is doing it better, you can learn. Somebody did it better, I learned. I am presenting to you, you can learn, right? So you have to keep on learning every day. Notice something, notice the picture, notice the fonts, notice the kind of presentation, right? I see a lot of people. I'm not here to teach you presentation skills, but I'm saying how you can invest your time in learning, correct? So learn new things. Okay, your source of power. Now here comes, I hope you like the picture. It is the sunset from Goa beach. Yes, so your source of power, where do you draw your power? You have to have some power, energy you have to retain. So it is not okay. In the last slide I was talking about retaining energy, which is the physical energy. Now here I am talking about the power or energy, which is the mental energy. Unless and until you are mentally energized, you cannot utilize your physical energy. Never. You have to have your daily source of power or energy. I am focused on mental energy here, so that you can utilize to your best in doing things, improving things, and continue your journey towards your objective with motivation. Right? Where are the sources of power? Relatives. You must be wondering, relatives are the greatest source of criticism, probably. Agree? Most of you would agree that they are, I mean, there are relatives who are like only talking sugary when they are in front of you and backbiting, and they are actually, there are so many people who will criticize you on your face, who will tell you, "Arey yaar, tumse ye bhi nahi hota hai, what kind of person you are," and all kind of negative things. As I told you before, draw your spark from your criticism. Even if you have to do it to prove them wrong, please do it. You will succeed, not them. If you, okay, let's talk about another movie, Dangal, which is based on a real life story. So many people, the close relatives, the people from the village, the brother of who, the father of these girls. Yeah, I'm just slipping the name. They said all the negative things, no? But that is where the spark came from. इनको गलत साबित करने के लिए मैं करूंगा. While he had the gold वाला objective and motivation कि नहीं gold तो लाना है. But all these people can help you build the spark. They will give you the fire and you have to preserve the fire, as we discussed already. So relatives, friends. Mahavir forgot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mahavir ji forgot. Yeah, thank you, Suraj. So yeah, I'm just watchful of time. I hope that we will not overshoot. Okay, friends. Friends do two things. Friends are very frank with you. They can criticize you blatantly. They don't have any shame. right? Friends can be absolutely brutal in criticizing you. Always listen to them, because I'll tell you a very personal story again. When I wrote my first poem, maybe year 2000, my friend told me, I don't believe you have written this. What it tells me is, I wrote it well. I wrote it well, and that is why he was not able to conform to it. He was not able to acknowledge that I wrote it. So friends can be very brutal in their criticism, in their feedback. And this frankness can help you, because they are not quoting their feedback. They are not hiding their feedback. And it is very important to have the real feedback. Yeah, absolutely selfless. And these are the friends who, while criticizing you to the most downgraded manner, they will also stand for you. Find that friend. And I have my personal, again, very personal, I call myself Darpan, because I kind of always relate and reflect everything upon myself. When it comes to me, I have, since I was probably 11 or 12 years old, I have always considered Sri Krishna to be my best friend. Why? Because it is the Supreme Almighty, and you can have your own name, your own form of how you want to relate to this particular concept. But it is the Supreme Almighty who can be your lifelong friend, consistently, indifferently, and without any change in situation or any selfish motives. I hope you can relate to it. It is so you can always go back to your devotion and seek your guidance, seek your inspiration, seek your motivation, seek your support. I have my own feelings there, but yes, probably it can help you. But nevertheless, whether this particular concept makes sense to you or not, but friends are very important. Colleagues can be very important points of power, especially at the workplace, almost for the same reason that relatives and friends are. Colleagues can be critical to you, colleagues can be supportive to you, colleagues can give you very important insights. So always stay connected with your colleagues and draw your power and learning from them. Teachers and guides, I'm sure there are not so many so great teachers, but I'm sure every one of us remembers that one or two teachers who have been in our life who were absolutely gem, and they were so concerned with us and our success and our progress that they wanted us to achieve it, and they did everything possible to support us in achieving it, right? So always reach out to them, go back to them, or if they are like my guru is no more in the world, but I always, as I said, record and analyze. I have written all what I could remember that he used to tell me, and I always fall back on those. ये situation में sir ने ये बोला था, and probably I can apply this again here. Record and analyze. I never depend on my memory. So while I talk about memory, and I can memorize a lot of things, but I never depend on memory, because memory can actually um, uh, deceive you at times. So always try to record and keep it with you. Critiques, we already talked about how critiques can be very helpful, and all of these people, relatives, friends, colleagues, teachers, guides, can be very critical of you. Always learn to respect your critiques, even if they are biased. I'm very frankly saying this. Even if they are biased, try to learn the exact point of criticism rather than the tone. I'm sure we are all emotional people. We get hurt with the tone. But as I said earlier, critiques can give you the best of spark, which no relative or friend or colleague or teacher can give you. So learn to take the tips, take the points of improvement, and take the spark from your critiques. Public figures, we all kind of adore somebody, that person has done something great. Be very careful about drawing your power or drawing your inspiration from public figures, because the biggest problem with public figures is you do not know entire thing about them, the way you did not know that I failed in class 9. So since we do not know everything about them, be very careful in drawing the positive things and remaining I mean, don't make them your god. Don't make them your god. My personal advice, don't make any public figure your god. Draw inspirations from their good deeds, draw motivation from their failures, learn how they could overcome, but don't make anybody your god. Strangers, at times strangers can really come out to be a great help in your life. Probably I am a stranger today to few of the people. Strangers can come out to be really great help in your life, and they can at times give you such great source of power. I mean, probably I remember a particular person who came to me. I was traveling in a train. That person just came to me and said few things. He was apparently, he told me that he's an astrologer, and he just looked at me and told me few things. Somehow those few things which he told me keep on motivating me. Yes, that guy told me that I have this much of power and I am able to do it. So that stranger, I don't even know his name. I don't even know where he belongs to and where he is today. But that particular incident keeps on motivating. Okay, Ram has a question whether it is critics or critiques. Let's understand the two terms very quickly. Critics are those who are absolutely biased and only talk negative. Critiques are those who give you constructive criticism, which has a combination of good and bad and some tips of improvement also. So critiques is actually a different term, a different word, which is more constructive. Yeah. And superstitions. This must sound very unscientific, very gawa types or whatever. But yes, I would say do not have superstitions. But if you have superstitions, be careful of those. And I would say maintain those. For example, again drawing my own example, I am wearing this tika. I don't go out of my house without this tika. This tika has been my source of power for a very long time, and I feel good about it. As simple as that. I just feel good about it. I just feel confident when I'm wearing this. I feel more presentable when I'm wearing this. It is just a superstition. Not that before I started doing this, I was looking bad or I was not able to talk to people. No, things did not change that way. But it is a thing which gives me that little help in feeling confident, right? So, I mean, whether it is Sachin wearing a particular pad or having a particular number or anything, everybody has some small kind of superstition, and superstitions are very personal. Superstitions cannot be generalized. Yeah, right, Suraj, right. So superstitions cannot be generalized, and superstitions, I personally believe that superstitions are very philosophical and psychological. If you have a superstition, maintain it, preserve it, love it. Don't fall for it. It should not be like, आज मैंने अगर टीका नहीं लगाया, my day will fail. No. It has happened at times कि it was a matter of chance. I forgot to apply the tika that day. The day was as it is. It should not be bringing you down. It is only that you should feel little more comfortable while having that superstition, right? So these are few psychological things which make you comfortable. If you feel like having dahi before going out, please do it. But it should not be आज दही नहीं खाया इसलिए दिन खराब जाएगा. No, that doesn't happen. Ultimately, you have to learn कि if you do not have that superstition thing done, still you are you. Has anybody watched the movie Moana? Again, a cartoon movie. So that movie has a character who has a particular superpower, and that superpower is coming from a tool called a trishul or something. So that guy says, if I don't have that trishul, I'm nobody. So the girl tells him, if you are nobody without that, you don't even deserve that. You're getting me? It is, you cannot depend on a particular tool. Superstitions are just small tools to make you feel comfortable and happy. If without superstition you are nothing, then you don't even deserve to be anything. Superstitions are just the comfort points. Have those, love those, maintain those, but don't let them fall you down. Now coming to the B3. My secret or not so secret, my simple formula, my personal formula of success is: be brave in choosing your target. Don't set your target small. Be brilliant in execution. Always learn new things and do things very well. Do things very well. Keep learning from somebody who did it well. Appreciate the person who did it well. Learn from there. Try to learn. If you watch my YouTube videos over the period, you will see that I have improved in the way I have been making videos. So I have to learn. Be brilliant in execution, the best you can do, and keep learning, and bonded to success. So B3, brave, brilliant, bonded. Success is something that has to keep you running. Unless and until I succeed in my own definition, probably I am successful in the definition of the word, and every relative thinks that me being associate director accounts at Flipkart is the success, and I will continue to grow there. But to me, success will come when I do not have 30 participants listening to me, but 300 participants listening to me, or maybe 3,000 participants listening to me, right? So I have that success point for myself. I have set that target. I am bonded to it. One day I will achieve it, and I'm continuously working towards that with brilliant execution. That's a brave target. I have to do brilliant execution, and I have to commit myself to success. De-stress. Very quickly, we will cover this point. While this entire journey, the entire talk looks like, हाँ यार कर सकते हैं, ये तो हो सकता है, those are few important tips, यार प्रतीक ने ये सही बोला, but there will be moments where you will feel stressful, you will feel depressed. What to do then? To me, if you ask, as I told earlier, greatest kind or tool to de-stress. Devotion can help you like nothing else. Any book, any friend may not help you the way devotion can. In fact, I would say you would have also noticed that when you go to the environment of devotion, where everybody is just freely singing or dancing or talking to the Almighty, there is no stress at all. In that environment, even if you are not participating, you feel good, right? And the moment you come back, you have 1,000 things which are poking you, ye nahi hua, wo nahi hua, and blah blah blah. Devotion is the biggest and the most effective de-stressor, at least in my understanding. Laughter, yes, we all know about it, but I think more than having laughter as an exercise, laughter has to come genuinely to you, right? So do everything that brings laughter to you in terms of watching something or somebody, or I mean any Kapil Sharma kind of a show or anything. But what I am trying to tell you is laughter, that bliss, that humor has to come from inside, right? So try to cut jokes. Even in the most difficult of situations, try to cut jokes. The jokes have to be plain, inoffensive, and absolutely connecting you to someone. So yes, Lakshman, while Kapil Sharma is a stress buster, I agree, but I am saying you have to have your own sense of humor. You have to be cutting jokes for yourself. It should not be like, if I'm not able to watch Kapil Sharma show or anything, I mean, it can be fluffy show also. It can be any thing. Unless and until you have that sense of humor within you, yes, you should not offend anyone at all. I take the liberty to offend my wife in my jokes, and she is happy with it. So I'm comfortable. You can watch my videos on that. But the thing is, you have to have your own sense of humor, right? So laughter cannot come. Thank you, Suraj. Laughter cannot come from outside. It can come, but you should not depend for your laughter for somebody, for a third party. The laughter, the bliss, the sense of humor has to come from within. So I would suggest everyone to find those small moments at workplace, in personal life, to yourself, to cut jokes, right? Cut the jokes as silly as आज यार perfume लगाया कोई लड़की नहीं पटी, as silly as that, but try to cut jokes, be humorous with yourself. Yes, very rightly said, a day without laughter is a day wasted. But the laughter, as I'm again saying, laughter has to come from within. Try to create your own jokes, try to have your own sense of humor, try to have your own laughter. Now come to hobbies. Yes, known to be a great stress buster, have hobbies. Probably you can go professional in your hobbies, or you can have it just as a pastime. But hobbies do great things in terms of bringing you out of the entire stress point. It can be a video game. It can be going out in a temple and playing the nagada. That can be a hobby. Please do it. Do it consistently. And more so, do your hobby when you are most stressed, when you are most depressed, when you are just not feeling like doing it. Just go back to your hobby. Like we give up on our motivations, na? Like we give up on our objectives. यार ये नहीं होगा. Learn to give up on your stress. ये stress है, ये तो नहीं यार, ये नहीं करना है मेरे को. छोड़ दो अभी. सारा टेंशन छोड़ दो. नहीं हो रहा ना काम, leave it. नहीं करना है मेरे को. I will go back to कुछ नहीं है यार. Just do silly things. Kids, no? Small kids. Everybody is home. I'm sure you have observed some small kids, even if not yours, but somebody. They will draw things on the walls. Try doing it. Try doing drawing. It can be expensive because you will have to get it repainted. But when in the most stressful situations, nothing is more important than getting your bliss back. Do the most stupid things. Pick the most stupid hobby that you can do it. Keep on participating in your passions. Hobbies, passions, somewhat interchangeable. And I would say in your hobbies and your passions, your community, your social activities can help you. So I would say always, so like I'm always, while I have my work, I have to deliver on my work, I have my KPIs and KRAs, but at the same time, I'm equally engaged in my community events. So what happens is, since I have committed to the community events, I have to prepare for that also. I will take time for that also. So I have to manage, switch time into that. And obviously when I'm doing that, I will forget this. So automatically I'm getting de-stressed. Then your companion, it can be your wife, your parents, your mother, father, brother, cousin. It can be anyone who is able to understand. Again, the sense of friend, right? So you can find your friend, dependable friend, in somebody, including God. So have that companion whom you can tell that you are feeling bad, you are feeling sad, and that companion is able to give you a little de-stress. Last but not the least, family. You are doing everything, probably all of it, but I would say you must be close, connected, and compassionate about your family. Family is both a source of motivation, source of power, and a tool to de-stress. When everything fails, just go back to your family, sit with them. Even if you don't talk to them, even if you don't tell them that something is wrong, they'll be able to sense it and they'll be able to solve it. Trust me, it helps. So that is probably where I would conclude what I had to say. Yes, Harshal. So it is not in the order. I mean, all the points are not in the order of first or last, but all are together, and we have to find the best combination out of those. And should you need, I can share this PPT if at all it is able to recall you something. As I said about record and analyze, it will be able to go back and recall something which we discussed. You can come back to me later also if you still have some confusion. Yes, so now let's come to the question and answer. If quickly, it is the right time to
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
do the.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. Okay, right, guys. So, any questions so far?
Sir, I have a list of questions that has been asked.
Mhm.
First one is how to stay motivated when you have a one group to clear and rest of your peer have been qualified.
Right. So I read those questions which were shared before the session, and most of the questions are in one summary: how to remain motivated in the most difficult situations. So
Yeah.
as I said, you have to always look at two things. When do we feel demotivated or sad? When our expectations and results do not match. So there are only two ways to match it. When you will feel satisfied and motivated, either lower down your expectation or improve your results. So there are two things. One is, was your effort at par with your expectation? What I'm trying to say is, somebody was able to crack the exam, right? I said somebody was able to do it, you were not able to do it. So you have to analyze that gap very objectively. You have to go back and identify what went wrong. Like, for example, it is actually very effective and very, I would say, very clear. In CA, at least I remember that you have the suggested answers, right? So after every attempt, you have the suggested answers. So you have to go back. If you were not able to crack it, I would suggest everyone, please go back to the suggested answers and identify what exactly you did wrong. So here, efforts versus expectations versus results. So your efforts have to match the expectation, and then you have to identify versus expectation, where is the result. And expectation is the objective. So again, you have to realign your efforts to the expectation. So you will feel sad for the moment, nahi hua, but it is the entire responsibility to analyze kyon nahi hua and how to make it possible is with you. So just focus on your objective and don't forget to analyze the results, analyze the failures. With every situation, it is not just about one exam. With every situation, wherever you feel demotivated, wherever you feel sad कि ये मुझसे नहीं हुआ, ये achieve नहीं हुआ, you have to go back and identify the effort versus expectation का gap. I hope that answers. Ram has a question: should we make our goals public? Yes, I would say a very loud yes. And in fact, thank you, Ram, for bringing this up. If we do not achieve, it leads to demotivation and feeling low. No, I kind of do not agree, because as I already said, that somebody who will remind you about your objective and tell you that you are not able to achieve it will keep you pumping and sparking for the result, even in the moments where you want to give up. Even when I want to give up कि यार नहीं हुआ तो छोड़ो, but somebody will come and tell me यार तुमसे हुआ नहीं, and probably that will be the moment where you will say नहीं यार ये करना पड़ेगा, इसको prove करने के लिए करना पड़ेगा. Even not for you, but for that person. Always make your targets public. Always announce that. Say, for example, I have announced in this forum कि मुझे तो 3000 लोगों को एड्रेस करना है. Now Ram, Lakshman or Harshil or Anup, they can come and ask me 2 years later, बॉस 3000 लोग कहाँ हैं? अगर हो गया 3000 हो गया 30,000 हो गया, सब बधाई देंगे. Everybody will congratulate me. हाँ यार तुमने तो करके दिखाया. बट अगर नहीं हुआ, these guys will remind me also कि बॉस तुम अपने टारगेट से पीछे चल रहे हो. Take it as objective as you take your KRA KPI वाला objective sheet, and we are all professional. I can tell you that example. Our bosses define the targets and they come back and say, इसमें बताओ क्या हुआ और कितना हुआ, कितना नहीं हुआ, क्यों नहीं हुआ. You have to do that with every personal objective also. Be absolutely there, and yes, do not keep your objectives private. In fact, make it public. Make it public so that even in the moment when you want to give up, somebody will not let you give up.
Correct.
Yeah, Lakshman, it can be insulting. It can be. And we have to learn to digest that insult, I would say. As I said, somebody told me, ये तो CA बन ही नहीं सकता. From a CA बन नहीं सकता to a gold medal in direct taxes, you can understand. I mean, I would have just passed it otherwise. But with that spark, with that insult which I felt so bad deep inside my heart, I said, नहीं boss, आप रुको, मैं बताता हूँ. So you have to digest that insult. You have to build on that insult. As I said, preserve that spark. And I would say, as I was talking in the first moment, every person who is a great successful person that we look up to today, they have had their moments of insult. Apple के CEO कौन थे? That famous guy?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Can you imagine he founded the company and he was thrown out of the company? Can you imagine the kind of insult? Can you imagine the kind of insult that Sachin Bansal and Binny Bansal have gone through after the Walmart takeover of Flipkart? They have both been pushed out of the company, no? And we all know, it's an open secret, the world knows it, that they have been moved out of the company. Isn't that an insult? But did they give up? नहीं यार, अपना कुछ नया बनाएंगे. Even after achieving so much name, fame, money, they feel that insult, no? हमने तो अभी तक मतलब क्या ही किया है लाइफ में. They feel that insult कि यार हमने इतना कुछ किया, हमने ये इतनी बड़ी कंपनी बिल्ड करके दी, हमको ही निकाल दिया. Preserve that insult. Maintain that spark. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one next question is how to stay motivated every now and then when we are watching video, but after few hours when we get back to our normal negative thoughts.
Yes. So as I said, analyze your success, your failure, your reasons of success, your reasons of failure. Make a very personal, individual chart. Motivational speakers, including me, will generalize a lot of things because obviously we do not know your personal story. We do not know so that is the difference between a motivational speaker versus a mentor. A mentor understands and empathizes with you on a very personal level. I have been talking about personal stories so that probably you can relate to it. Motivational speeches are very, very general. Very, very general. While they are the most watched videos, but there are hardly any people who are able to convert anything in their personal life out of that motivational speech. So motivational speeches are to draw some tips. But as I said, you will have to create your own formula. And always remember, every successful person has felt stressed, demotivated, and devastated at some point of time. So you have to preserve this memory. ये मेरा मोमेंट है, अभी मैं लो फील कर रहा हूं, but I have to analyze. So I am saying be very objective. Don't put too much of emotion into it. Do your de-stress things. Do your go back to your sources of power, but never forget to analyze your personal objectives and your success failure. Success का भी लिस्ट करो, मैंने क्या सही किया था. फेलियर का भी लिस्ट करो, क्या सही नहीं किया था. There is no formula. No motivational speaker can give you ये गोली खा लो दिन में 2 बार काम हो जाएगा. नहीं होगा, नहीं होगा. You have to draw your own formula. The elephant and dog story is a little bit different, Harshil. So I would say, unless and until you actually become an elephant, and when I say elephant, the only figure that comes to my mind in current context is our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now when he has become the Prime Minister, and now when he has become almost a global leader, he is enjoying the persona of that elephant who needs not care about the barking dogs. But unless and until you become that elephant, please be very watchful of the barking dogs. And I would say, in fact, calling every critique or somebody who is critical about you or somebody who is giving feedback to you, calling them barking dogs will actually help you go nowhere. If every time you reject a criticism or you reject a feedback saying, मैं तो अपनी लाइफ में मस्त हूँ, इनको पता नहीं क्या प्रॉब्लम है, they just keep on barking on me, I'll ignore them. I can promise you, this approach will lead you nowhere. Appreciate your critics, acknowledge the criticism, and work on it. Don't go to that theory, that hathi kutta wala thing. Unless you become an elephant, in whatever field you are, unless you become, say, in Harshil's context or my context, unless and until I become a CFO or I become a world-known speaker or a sought-after poet, I have to be careful, I have to be watchful and listening to my critics because they will help me improve. Ignoring your feedback will not help. Never. And in fact, as I said, ignoring your feedback can actually help you go down, never go up. Yeah, next please.
Sir, I have one question.
Sure.
Sir, you talked about de-stress, but something like, suppose I have some important meeting, or I am something eager for waiting for some results. In the meantime, what happens is that I eat a lot. Like suppose I am eating chocolate. Yeah.
Okay.
So that for that time I am just passing the time or just diverting my mind. But afterwards I realize that I have put on some weight because of eating or exercise.
I will tell you something. Everybody has watched Iron Man 2. I am a movie lover, and as I said, I draw my inputs from movies. Iron Man 2. So Iron Man 2, the story goes like this: that the power, the whatever it is, the thing that is there in the Iron Man's heart or chest, that thing is actually become a disease and it is hurting his entire body, right? And that is when the Black Widow comes and injects him with something. So he says, will it cure this? She says, no, it is not curing it. It is only controlling the symptoms. That is precisely what you are doing. In terms of de-stressing, when you are eating, it is not removing or reducing your stress. It is only controlling the symptoms. Just by chewing and having something, you are feeling good, but your mental tension remains as it is. So I would say, when we talk about de-stress, do something which will actually bring you out of that phase of thought where you are feeling low, rather than just hiding the symptoms. And it actually happens with so many people. It is nothing unique to you or me or anything. We at times we try to hide the symptoms जिससे कि वो stress का पता न चले. We hide the symptoms from ourselves, but it doesn't work. Ultimately, you have to kind of identify a time and devote or manage your time to a particular de-stressing thing which you would do every day, or say regularly, alternate day or weekly, which will bring you out of the world of tension. out of the world of responsibilities. सब कुछ छोड़ दिया, अभी मुझे बस यही करना है, मुझे बस पढ़ना ही है, मुझे बस भजन ही करना है, मुझे बस किसी को सुनना ही है. मतलब मुझे तो अभी 3 घंटे लता मंगेशकर को सुनना है, मुझे तो अभी I have to listen to only Kishore Kumar, I have to listen to Beatles. If you do that, then it will constantly pacify your mind. At the moment of I would say at the moment जहां पे आपको किसी चीज को फेस करना है और वहां पे then you are trying to pacify or control the symptoms of stress, it will not help you in long term. To help you in long term, you have to make it a habit to de-stress regularly on a particular thing or a combination of things which you love to do. Let me know if I'm able to answer.
Yes, sure.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything? Yeah. Next, please. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. You have been a really wonderful and encouraging audience. I have few things I would like to have your feedback. So I would need your feedback on content, concept, creativity in presentation, clarity of thoughts, way of communication, and if I was able to connect with you with the experiences that I have shared. So you can reach out to me with your feedback through LinkedIn, through Anup. You can, a lot of you have my personal contacts. You can take my WhatsApp, you can email me, you can go to my Facebook. I try to be visible everywhere. So, and I don't lose any opportunity to promote and market myself. So here are the 6 books that I have written. Pick up whichever you like in Hindi or English, and the logo twittering on the left upper corner is my brand name, which I will launch soon, but I'm trying to introduce it to the most of the people that I can. So yeah, that is all for from me for you today. Please feel free to reach out to me if anything was probably incorrect, or you were not able to understand, or you are not able to relate to, or you still have a doubt. And moreover, thank you so much ProConnect for giving me this opportunity. I can't tell you for how long I have been waiting to talk to people in terms of motivation and my personal thoughts about motivation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.